I'm going to talk a little bit about how we did the 360 no-scope effect in Gun Size Matters, but what you should take away from this tutorial is not how we did the effect, which is pretty easy because it's just a green screen, but more how we edited the sequence to make the VFX easier on us. Because we put out a video every week, we're always trying to save time doing VFX without sacrificing the effect itself. So let's take a look at the sequence again. The first time we see Logan is in this shot here in the background. Because we didn't actually have him climb up there with a ladder, we needed to know what the correct scale for him is, so we took a reference shot here.
Right there. Okay, thanks. That's all.
We sized him on the roof based on how tall he is in that reference shot compared to the wall. Every time we cut to a shot in front of us like this is another VFX shot we don't have to do. For instance, take a look at this shot here. I guess the more cinematically correct version of this shot is lower, with Shanae and I partially in the foreground, but this shot still conveys our point of view and is an easier shot to do. It's comprised of a still background plate and this green screen shot of Logan. We shot this sideways because you get more resolution out of your subject, and we didn't know at the time if we were going to need that resolution later. We cut back to our reaction here, which allows us to bridge the gap to the next series of shots, which is the 360 no-scope itself. Now these next three shots are cut in such a way to make the effect as easy as possible for us without cheapening out on the look of the effect. Now the hard way to do it would be to start from our reaction and then do the entire 360 no-scope from Logan's jump to him being in the air to him entering the car wide in this shot right here. It's more visually impressive, sure, but it's also way harder to do because there's a number of things we have to take in consideration. How do we transition the jump off the roof and into a natural motion of the car, for example? And how do we blend him into the car? So instead, we're going to split up the 360 no-scope into three distinct actions. The start of the jump, him falling from the roof, and then him entering the car. And we have three separate shots to convey each of those actions. Practicality is another reason why we're doing that. This is the base green screen plate for the start of the jump. As you can see, he's only jumping off of the ground, and there's not enough frames of him in the air for us to do this in one uninterrupted take. So the shot of him starting the jump will only go up to the point where his foot touches the ground again. I cheat a little bit by animating him a little farther down than where he starts off to make him look like he's starting to fall. And then right away, we cut to a wider shot of him already falling. You'll notice he starts a little bit lower than he was at the end of the previous shot, but because we're punching out wide, your eye doesn't have enough time to notice that change. And as his feet start to get into the car, we cut to a close-up of him falling in. This was really easy because all he had to do was kind of stand up a little bit in the seat and then plop down. The start of him falling is a separate green screen shot than the shot of him starting the jump. Here, because we were animating his fall, all he had to do was pivot on one foot in the 360, which, because the gun weighed so much, was a little bit harder than this might look. So let's look at the sequence again in full speed. Him in the background, reaction shot, close-up of him, and then a reaction shot of us again, and then the start of the jump, the fall, and then into the car. As for the 360 no-scope shot itself, this is the base plate, and all we did was add Logan from the green screen shot you saw earlier, put a little shadow on him, and then animated him downwards.